Market conditions remaining bullish in this bull market, seeing some continued acceleration to the upside. Let's take a look at short-term indicators here. We're seeing momentum continuing to accelerate, but pulling back here just a little bit on the with this last couple of days right here. We're seeing this on this indicator. You'll see this line here. It also represents this orange line here, this short-term market signals page. This is S&P 500, or SPY is the ETF that it's tracking. And then also momentum, breadth, and sentiment are all shown on this one chart. They're also broken down or broken out in these other charts here as well. But this quick glance chart right here, looking at sentiment here on top. Let me grab this marker here, the sentiment and our momentum and our breadth right here. Typically, so we want to see, we'll keep an eye on a couple of things here as this is moving, but breadth, you can see as the market is climbing, the green line here, this breadth line, this is the participation, how many stocks are participating in this uptrend. You can see back here, the green line was significantly higher, and back here, significantly higher. So as the market is climbing, you're getting less and less participation in that overall uptrend. That's not uncommon as we have, as the indices are heavily weighted towards a large group of stocks, or a handful of stocks. Some of these mega cap stocks can control that pattern. But in this case, this is pretty normal for the later stages of this uptrend. We are at the later stages of the uptrend, and that's what we want to be focusing on here. Let's take a look at buy-sell ratio. We are seeing that drop back down just a little bit here. We're sitting out at 2.1, still bullish and still in this overall uptrend, but you can see just this resistance area right here is going to start pulling back. We also have sentiment that's sitting right at the upper end of that range. And if we look at the chart pattern on S&P 500, we can see this 525 range. We've talked about that, and that's going to be the support area. If we get a retracement or a retest of this area, that's going to be the level that needs to hold up right here on S&P 500. So far, looking good right here. Not a lot of fear, no real selling, no real buying. I think the market is waiting for additional economic and inflationary type news that's coming up this next week. We'll keep an eye there. Let's take a look at, we did see bonds also moving back up in both the short-term and long-term. TLT, just a little bit of a pop here. We're watching this range right here, and this is the 6-month time frame. Watching this pattern right here, we want to see bonds continue to have this overall uptrend, just starting this new uptrend. It's got a nasty long-term downtrend though, so we're going to run into lots of resistance along the way up. But as long as it's starting to work that direction, that means interest rates are starting to come down. That's the long-term bond. The shorter-term bonds, SHY, these are ETFs. TLT and SHY for long-term bonds and short-term bonds. Same story here. We want to keep an eye on that. So there's our quick glance for today. Moving in the right direction, a little bit of a retracement right here after a pretty big pop. But we could run into some resistance areas right here. This could create some resistance for a more continued downtrend, and that would not be great for the market at these levels. Sectors, let's look at a quick look at the sectors. We're seeing continued strength here. A couple of these lower ones moving lower. We're seeing transportations kind of get beat up right here. So as those are moving lower, let's see if we have any kind of follow through on that, or any of these other sectors that move into that downtrend as well. Commodities continue to see massive moves here. We've got silver. We've got gold also continuing in this uptrend. Both are in this upper momentum extreme zone though, and not necessarily meaning a reversal, but it does mean it could get some kind of a retracement or a counter trend right here. USO still creating a new base at this range right here, and just moved back up into that hold range, but has yet to give real confirmation on that upside. If we take a look also at copper, we're seeing copper move aggressively here to the upside. We've seen natural gas have a nice move here off of this bottom. And I also just noticed wheat right here this morning. Wheat is on a tear, moving higher again. This is an ETF, WEAT, to be able to trade wheat if that is of interest. Let's take a look at muscle stocks here, the new buy list. Seeing a few crypto miners starting to come back in again. CLSK, one to keep an eye on. And VSTM a big uptrend in this last year, lots of retracement, lots of counter trend pull back to that 618. This is the corrective zone. When we get back into this location here and we're starting to retrace and find support versus the momentum zone where we're already in an uptrend and above this range. So these are effective to be watching for counter trends. Counter trend meaning a big retracement back down, but this is the overall trend direction still. These areas back in that 382, 618, those are counter trend or retracement zones watching for support. We've retraced and pulled back up and that upper level. Now, interesting stock there. And let's take a look at a couple others. MESO. Aggressive trade here to the upside, real big mover, another confirmation bar, biotech, biomed. These are getting interest right here. This would be certainly a high risk type of high volatility trade, I should say. Interesting for the new buy list. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.